So what we're trying to establish is the athlete to build their run. So they're building from 0 to 100 when they get to the board. The thing that doesn't matter is their maximum velocity or near max velocity being at about halfway down the runway. What matters most important is that they're maintaining their max velocity through the board. And so what we're trying to establish here with Tyron is we're going to have it evenly spread out, where there's a acceleration zone, a transition zone where they're transitioning from acceleration into max velocity like sprint mechanics. Because of the long jump and us maintaining elastic energy and having the energy and the coordination to be able to jump off the board, we have to run at about 95 to 97% of our max velocity. That's basically where we're at. So what we have to do is first establish the rhythm of the run, runway maintenance as we call it. So Tyron's going to accelerate to about, this is about 100 meters or 33 meters, and what, or 100 feet or 33 meters. And what we're doing is we're spreading it out to 11 meters, 22 meters, and 33 meters. For the first 11 meters, Tyron's going to accelerate. Okay, he's going to overcome inertia. From 11 to 22, Tyron is going to transition from acceleration to max velocity like sprint mechanics. And then once he gets to 22 to 33 meters, he's going to be in max velocity like sprint mechanics. Okay, so Tyron will use a dead start or a static start and build from there. So in this Tyron, what he's going to do is he's only going to do it about 70%. Obviously, we'd build it up. But again, acceleration, transition of acceleration into max velocity sprint mechanics, then max velocity sprint mechanics. So 11 meters, 0 to 11, acceleration, 11 to 22, transition, 22 to 33, max velocity like sprint mechanics. Acceleration, patient transition, and then max velocity sprint mechanics. With the athletes, we can start this from day one. We can use different percentages of their max velocity. We may do this early on. Tyron just has his flats on. We may do this with spikes later on. But what we're trying to establish here is we're trying to establish the athlete on the track away from the runway, taking the board out of their peripheral or their visual, because athletes will do strange things when the board becomes a part of the play. So right now, all we're trying to establish is the rhythm of the run, and for them to separate transition, acceleration, transition, and max velocity. And usually we'll do this about 6 to 8 repetitions. Early on, we'll go 60, 70% of their max. We'll build it up 70 to 80, 80 to 90. If you're a high school coach, you may not have that much time to do this. So this might be sped up. The first time we do this, it may be literally at 80 to 90%, and then we may build from there to 90 to 100% as we go. The first time Tyron did it, he did it from a static start, but kind of being more specific for Tyron, Tyron uses a walk-in or he uses a dynamic start. So Tyron's going to use his dynamic start this time to show the same thing as far as acceleration, transition, and max velocity. So Tyron will use his more static or dynamic start for this repetition. Static start has a little bit more consistency. Dynamic start, if you are working on it, you'll have to do it a lot more times to get the consistency of the walk-in. Tyron? Acceleration, transition, max velocity.